Guys, welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing another makeup tutorial. Just kidding. So yeah, I basically, what I want to do today is I buy a lot of high-end and like drugstore makeup, and I have dupes for some of the things that I have. So I just want to put them to the test and see if they work. I mean, I know that I buy like some things, I'll be like, oh, like this reminds me of this makeup, or like, oh, like that will remind me of that makeup. So now I'm gonna put them to the test. I have a feeling I know which one is gonna win. I have like a pretty good feeling I'm going to like my drugstore side better, just because like you don't need to spend $50 on a foundation when I'm going to show you an $8 foundation that basically does the same thing and doesn't stink. Nuts in the shade, nuts in the shade. But yeah, so like what you're watching, comment down below, like my video, and let's get started. I don't have any dupes for brushes and stuff like that, just because I feel like you really don't need a $50 Chanel brush to do the same thing that I'll be doing right now. So if you do have a Chanel brush, then you do you. But me, I'm balling on a budget. So I'm gonna stick with my little e.l.f. brushes and my BH Cosmetics brushes and my little Real Technique sponge that I know works for me. So yeah, so my first dupe is, are you ready for it? What I have found was the Pore No More's Pore Finer Primer and the Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser. So this one right here is $45, and this one right here I think is like $6 or $7. I think they do the same exact thing. The only difference is that this one has like a color, which looks like this, and then this one is clear. So it looks like this. And then when you melt it, when you blend it in, it just goes into nothing. I like both of them because I have really big pores. It's kind of nasty. It's like all on my cheeks and like all over here because, you know, I love to pop my pimples. So now because of that, I have to go ahead and like find pore minimizing products. And I've tried the Benefit one, but I didn't really like that one. So I feel like this is like the best. And if you combine them together, girl, what pores? What pores? So what I think I want to do is I'm going to do this side, my high-end face. And then this side of my face, I'm going to do my drugstore face. So, I'm going to take some. I'm going to put it on my face. I like to focus this product mostly on my cheeks, because that's where I have the biggest pores. It's so gross. I literally can't even deal with it. And then like that, I'm just going to put it on my other side. So now for foundation, what I found are dupes are these two right here. This one is the Huda Beauty foundation in the shade Macaroon. And then this one is the Maybelline 24 Hour foundation in the shade 120 Classic Ivory. I definitely think this is a dupe for this one because this is full coverage. This one on the other hand, I feel like you can do more than one pump. Like I usually do like 3 or 4 pumps of this, but it still gives you that full coverage look without you looking cakey. And I feel like this one it sits on your skin in a way that makes your skin really nice. When I notice that this one, I feel like just sits on top, like emphasizes every like blemish that you have. But at the end, like they're both really high coverage, and I'll show you what they both look like. And I'm gonna put it on this side. This literally smells like your grandma's perfume. I'm not even kidding, it stinks. On my other side of the face. Even like the shade match, I think it's like pretty close. I think this side might be like a little darker. So yeah, this is the Maybelline foundation. And this is the Huda Beauty foundation. I think it's kind of the same thing. Me personally, I like this side better. Next, we're gonna go into the Shape Tape concealer versus the Makeup Revolution concealer. So yeah, this Shape Tape costs $27, which looks like this. Makeup Revolution concealer costs $7. In Shape Tape, I am in the shade Fair, and in Makeup Revolution, I'm in the shade C1. This side of my face, I'm gonna go in with the Shape Tape. So yeah, this is Shape Tape, this is Makeup Revolution. I think Fair is like the lightest shade that they have, so... And then C1 is the lightest shade that they have, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, as you can tell, Shape Tape is, on camera seems to be a little lighter. So now to set my face, I'm going to use the Urban Decay Velvetizer versus the e.l.f. High Definition Powder. So this powder right here is $34, which looks like this. And then this powder right here is $6. Don't you guys love how I show you dirty ass products? Like, real classy, Val, real classy. So I'm gonna open it up, and when you touch it, it's extremely like velvety. Obviously that's what's called the velvetizer. So I'm gonna just take it and like bake. So now on this side, I'm going to use the other powder. So this is what it looks like. I feel like it looks exactly the same. I'm going to use this and like bake with it. So I'm going to go on my eyeshadow now. I just find it so weird to use powders like this because I'm so used to using the Coty Airspun, and like the Coty Airspun powder is like super thick. So like, I don't know if you guys can see this, but like this powder is kind of like yellow. Meanwhile, this one over here, it's like more white. So now that I'm done with my face, I think I really want to go into my eyes. So for my eyes, I am going to use the Modern Renaissance palette by Anastasia and the Wet n Wild palette called Rose in the Air, which also looks like this. When you open Modern Renaissance, this is what it looks like right here. It's all like warm colors and like nudes, you know, your basic palette that I am over. But this palette is actually really nice, so I kind of don't mind it. So I'll stop talking shit for like 3 seconds. And this is what the Wet n Wild palette looks like. So when you combine them together, this is what they look like. This is literally like the mother, and this is the child. So yeah, this is basically a condensed thing of this. So I think I'm going to take the color Buon Fresco right here, and I'm going to use it as a transition shade. I really like the Anastasia palettes. Like, they really, for $42 you do get a lot of pigment. So then I'm going to take this BH Cosmetics brush right here, and then I'm going to dip into this color that has no name on it, and I'm going to do the same thing with it. I think the reason the Anastasia one is more pigmented is because my brush was still wet after I cleaned it. So let's try if I can, I wonder if it'll do the same thing if I like get it wet. Dude, same. I'm gonna go into red ochre, which is right here. And I'm going to also place it below that color. Using the same brush that I did, which is the Morphe M514 brush. It looks like this. The bristles normally don't look like this. I'm just an asshole that doesn't know how to clean my brushes right, and I like mess them up. I'm going to go in with this color right here. And just do the same thing. Okay, so now that that is done, I'm going to put the color Primavera, which is right here, and I'm going to place it on my lid using the BH Cosmetics number 5 brush, which looks like this. Okay, this literally is doing nothing, so I'm just going to use my fingers. And then I am going to use this shade over here and do the same thing. So it literally looks like I got nothing on my eye. So we are going to try to wet a brush. Let's see if this cooperates. I am just going to use the Mario Badescu facial spray. Let's see if this helps because it looks like I have nothing on my eyelids. So now for this side, I'm going to take the e.l.f. eyeshadow C brush that looks like this. And I'm going to spray it. So now I'm going to go with this color, Venetian Red. And I'm going to pop it under my eyes. So yeah, I'm just going to take the BH Cosmetics number 7 brush. It looks like this. And take that color and just try to place it under my eye. I'm going to take the BH Cosmetics number 8 brush that looks like this. And I am going to take this purple color right here. And do the same thing, but on the other eye. Like honestly, I just want to know what companies get out of making products that have fallout. So just, this is my face right now. Next, we're going to go into bronzer. Okay, so for bronzer, I have 2 things. Ready? Ready? Okay. The first one is the Hoola Bronzer by Benefit. And then the Broader Bronzer in the shade Bronzer. I'm going to take this and just bronze it up. Using another BH Cosmetics number 2 brush that looks like this. So that's that. And now for the Hoola bronzer, I'm just going to go in with another brush and do the same thing on the other side. That's the bronzing. So now for contour, the Kat Von D shade in my palette, which looks like this. And when you open it up, you get 3 contour shades and 3 highlighting shades. Now for this one, this is the Wet n Wild's Mega Contouring Palette in Dulce de Leche. And it looks like this. And then once you open it, you get a contour palette and then a highlighting palette. I love this like highlighting color to clean up my contour. I think these are like similar dupes for each other. So now, I'm going to take a contouring brush that looks like this. I'm going to take this and just contour. If you make this face, you can really find like where your cheekbone is, especially if you're me that has a fat ass face, then you can just find it like this. Wow, look, I have cheeks. No cheeks. Cheeks. No cheeks. Cheeks. Wow. Wow. New person. Like seriously, there's this. And then there's that. There's this. Then there's that. You can get with this, or you can get with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that. The next brush I'm gonna use for this side of my face is the number 3 brush from BH Cosmetics as well. Just like to take this color, like basically all 3 of them, and just do lightly. very lightly before you look like a muddy mess, and do the same thing. So now I'm going to take this side of the sponge and clean out my bake. So what I like to do is I like to take, while it's still wet, and just like dip it in there and go like this. Go like this again, and then just... This like cleans up any muddiness that I may have, or if I brought down my bronzer too low, this will clean everything up. And then I like to take a combination of these 3 shades up here. I like to go like... and do the same thing. I'm gonna go on to blush. So this is the Blush Bazaar from Tarte Cosmetics. If they come out with another one during Christmas, I really recommend it, because you get like all these, I think for $50. I'm not really sure because they don't have it anymore. But anyways, I found the shade called Fortunate, which is the one over here. And I feel like the closest dupe to that one would be the shade from Wet n Wild, Luminoso, which is a baked blush. That looks like that. I feel like that's the closest thing that I found to like a blush that was like similar. I think it's kind of similar. The only difference is that the Tarte one isn't really luminous. Now for highlighter, I have the Ofra Cosmetics Rodeo Drive, which looks like this. As you can tell, it's really loved. The other thing I don't really like about it is that it gets like really powdery. And then for the dupe, I have the e.l.f. highlighter in the shade Starlight Glow, which looks like this. Okay, so for the Ofra, I'm gonna go in with the e.l.f. Flawless Concealer brush. It looks like this. And then I'm gonna go with another Flawless Concealer brush that looks like this. For lips, I have these 2 right here. So this one right here is $20, and it's in the shade Trouble. It's a liquid lipstick. And then this one right here is $9.99, and it's in the shade 364 Milk and Cookies. So we're gonna do half my lip with this color and then half my lip with the other color. So please hold while I do my lipstick. So yeah, you can kind of tell the difference, so hopefully by the time it dries down. So now for mascara, I'm going to be using the Benefit Roller Lash and also the Essence Lash Princess Sculpted Volume Mascara that looks like this. Okay, so yeah, this is what I look like. This is the high end. And then this is the drugstore. I think they look exactly the same. This is my look. I hope you guys really liked it. I have a really like huge soft spot for drugstore makeup, just because like when I started doing makeup, like what I would buy would be like the $2 e.l.f. eyeshadows and the $1 brushes that they would sell, and that's how I started doing my makeup. So to see them come so far that now there's dupes for a $54 palette or whatever the Kat Von D palette costs, it's like kind of exciting, you know, because like I started with this stuff and now like as I'm evolving, I feel like this the brands are evolving too. So that's really cool to see. And another thing that I really wanted to say is that you really do not need to spend so much money on makeup. I mean, as you saw here, like, this looks pretty, like, it looks the same, and I spent like, I don't know how much money on this side than this, and it literally looks the same. You don't need to spend $54 on a contour palette when I just showed you that this one is like, what, $7-8, and it does the same thing. So yeah, this is what I found, and I really enjoyed looking for it. I enjoyed like showing you guys what I could do with it, which is just very, like, you know, basic, everyday, you know, nothing too crazy. And yeah, this is it. Bye.